Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to King's Quest. I have absolutely no idea what this game is, or what it's about, apart from the fact that it's probably about a king who's going on a quest. I bought it off a cuff in the winter sale, because it was 69p and it was new and it looked cute. I don't buy things, so this is a very rare thing, and I bought this specifically for this YouTube channel because I thought it would be fun to do something new. I believe it's only just come out, and I'm very excited to share with you. The music is beautiful, just loaded it up and it's lovely, it's very luscious. Art style reminds me of The Walking Dead, actually. Right, let us begin. Yes, I haven't got any of the others, so we're just going to have to do A Night to Remember. I just thought I'd give this a shot, and if people request more King's Quest, the others will come soon after. Let us begin A Night to Remember. Okay. WASD. What are we going for? Perhaps if I... Oh, it's very pretty. Okay, so shift is actually walk rather than run. Aha, I knew it. Oh. I thought perhaps this would be like a Crash Bandicoot game where there's a hidden secret. Love the cloak physics already. Right. Right, sorry, I want to see what this is all about. There's not even a mouse cursor, which feels very odd. Spacebar. I think perhaps the anti-aliasing could be a little better. Let's try this. I don't know what we're doing. S. Why we're going into the well, I don't know. Oh wow, that's pretty, isn't it? I like my light shafts, I have to admit.
I had not been back there in years, but it was the last place left to look.
Treasure. Is that a mattress? Oh yes, it is.
Those lost wishes weren't the treasure I was after.
This is going to be quite cute, isn't it? Well, kind of why I bought it. It looks quite nice. This is going to go all Alice in Wonderland on us, isn't it?
It was not exactly as I remembered it, but it wasn't all that different either.
Oh, wow. Okay, hang on. That does that automatically. So most of this is automatic.
Two odd contraptions guarded the lost treasure. I would have to turn one and see what happened.
Let's go for this one because it looks more dangerous, meaning it probably isn't as dangerous. Okay.
And that's what would have happened if I turned the left switch. But since I am here telling this story, you already know that I pulled the right one.
Ha 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 ha. Alrighty. I like it. I like it. I've already died. God help me.
Buckets, barrels, butter churns, and beds were jammed into every nook and cranny of that cave. It all seems so familiar.
It all seems so familiar. Okay. I like the music. It sounds quite medieval in the video game medieval. Whoa, okay. Hang on. I wanted to look at that. And I didn't know that I can't. Sigh.
Wait. Hold on, Grandpa. I don't remember this part of the story. Beds hanging from stalactites?
We'll get there, Gwendolyn. Don't worry. No detail in this story will be overlooked. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. As I treaded through the river of rumbling trundles, I feared I knew the source of that deafening wind.
So we got stalactites. I'm not sure if they're better than stalactites. Are they a more mighty version? Okay.
Nestled beneath a slumbering pile of teeth and claws was...
Fabled mirror.
Oh, so you remember this part of the story.
Well, dragons are my favorite.
Do you want to tell this part?
Yes. King Edward sent me, the greatest knight in all of Daventry, on a quest to return his stolen mirror. A gigantic, hulking beast of a dragon was the last thing in my way to... My way to add a shinier hat to my collection.
Oh, this grandpa has a nice voice. Soothing. The kid reminds me a bit too much like Ciri from Witcher 3. The young one, not the older one.
I tried to turn that crazy contraption, but it was missing a handle. Someone tampered with it, creating some silly conundrum.
Alright. So we've got to find the missing handle. Ah. And that's going to ring the bell. Awakening the dragon, I guess.
Volumes of old books with foreboding titles clutter the shelves of that strange bedroom. How to Tame a Dragon, Breaking the Spirit of Hideous Beasts, Amateur Spells to Impress Your Friends with. No books about recovering missing handles, though.
How to Train Your Dragon, more like. Escape. Oops, sorry. Oh, he knows it. He knows.
So, the missing handle was booby-trapped? What did you do?
Well, I used my cleverness to outsmart the trap. Then I used my cleverness to hide.
Going under the bed covers.
Luckily, that half-blinded beast never noticed me in bed.
A dragon's eye must be really hard to pierce with an arrow. At archery lessons, I can barely hit a hay bale.
It is indeed a feat only for skilled archers.
Which we are ourselves.
I tried to turn that crazy contraption, but it was missing a handle. Someone tampered with it, creating some silly conundrum.
Okay. But we have the handle, Mr. Grandpa.
Even though the bed was very comfortable, this was no time to hide under the covers.
Oh, okay, okay. I've got to use tab. I've actually got to play the game. Sorry, the game hasn't been telling me that yet.
What did you use?
Oh, sorry. And the dragon doesn't awake again?
The dragon's chains were coiled around a gigantic switch mounted to the cave wall. This cave seemed to be filled with failed adventures.
And yet we press on. We're going all Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire now.
After he briefly basked in the sun, the narcoleptic dragon went back to snoring.
I probably sleep all day too, if Amira was my only friend.
Okay. Funky water. Oh, come on. I don't even know how to jump. Oh, I see. Loving the musical cues. Do I need to get the mirror first?
Whoever designed this trap thought they were pretty clever, but I would probably find a way to hit that unreachable switch.
Okay. Aha! That's handy, isn't it? Oh, that's the arrow we're gonna have to find. No. Ah. Guess that did it.
The mirror called out to me.
Clutching the bell.
A ridiculous feeding contraption was cobbled together to keep the beast and probably its owner alive.
Ah. What now? Oh. Well, I thought that was a good idea. Perhaps I was wrong. Perhaps while he's feeding, I've got to run back down. I feel like I'm being really stupid here. There's something I am missing. Oh, snap. I see. No, quick, back. No. So, we get... I was about to point on my screen. But we get this thing to this pile. Call the dragon. He will fly over. Then, of course, you know, of course. There we go. Now while we have the time, quickly jump onto here. Come down. And take said mirror. Cue Jurassic Park music. Get up here again. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, crikey. Here we go. This is where the real adventure starts. Oh, I love the fluid animations. They look lovely. Oh, the luscious. Alrighty. Fun. It's a new QTE type event. A D. Oh. I didn't realise I had to keep pressing it.
Grandpa!
Dragon Petite 4.
Alrighty. I've said that a fair bit today. Okay. Think more about QTEs. Be prepared for QTEs. Love the strung up beds. It's good stuff. He's Neo. He really is the one. The king. No! Straight into the dragon's maw.
Say, that river swept me off my feet.
Right. Excellent. I've already died 3 times. Obviously not very good. At least I'm not playing this without dying. Oh. Aha. Falling beds. Wonderful all the strung up beds meant. Wait, oh gosh. I'm still alive, I thought I died. Cinematic running. Only badasses walk away from explosions.
With a magic mirror safely in my possession, I dreamt of the Daventry I would be rewarded with, and the kingdom it could become.
He's gonna open and he's gonna kill.
In that split second, I had 3 choices in front of me. Any would clear my path to safety, and all would have rippling consequences.
You know, I think the camera angles are wrong. Because what's going on? I think I've got to shoot the dragon's eye, but oh god.
The end
Of this sentence? What's next?
Yes. Ring bell. Ring bell. Hopefully this time it'll work. Aha.
In that split second, I had 3 choices in front of me. Any would clear my path to safety, and all would have rippling consequences.
Let's go for the eye. Ta-da! Does this mean I'm going to turn into some ravaging
My
murderer?
hands were shaking and my arms could barely grip the rope, but with the last of my strength, I climbed out of the well and headed back to the castle. Ever since the magic mirror returned, its reflections have warned the kingdom of danger, kept our family safe, and it has exposed many troublesome crumbs tangled in my beard.
Yeah. King Edward was so proud that you returned his lost treasure that he made you king. Everyone knows that part. Now, can we get back to that dragon?
Gwendolyn, there is so much more to my stories than dragons. I hope this old cap will be remembered for far more than the action tattered across its brim, sewn into the seams of many hidden adventures. All right, let's get back to the dragon.
Tell me everything. Where can I learn to shoot like that?
A good mentor and practice. This wasn't the first time I went eye to eye with that hideous beast, and while that shot was certainly in self-defense, That arrow was a bit vengeful, I'm afraid, but let's continue that story in the daytime. It's about to get a tad more scary.
Dragons don't scare me, even those with all their eyes. If I ever come across that dragon, I'll finish him off for you. And I'll be known throughout Daventry as Gwendolyn the Brave.
That's quite a... that's quite a bold plan. One that requires a steadfast gut and a deft hand.
All right, you two. Grandpa needs to rest. Gwendolyn, it's way past your bedtime.
Sleep well, Grandpa. I'll be back first thing in the morning.
I don't need rest. I'm as spry as I've ever been, though I wouldn't mind a slice of magic fruit.
Aww.
Guards!
Well, hello, cousin. I'm glad you're finally here. He's been asking about you for days. I had to sit through the same story 5 times.
We got here as fast as we could. And I like Grandpa's stories, especially the ones with dragons.
Ah, yes. The legendary beast he went eye to eye with. I don't know if he forgets I've heard that story before, or if he doesn't care, but he loves telling it to anyone that will listen. I'm pretty sure I heard the nursemaids telling his same jokes in the hall.
Have you heard anything the doctors are saying?
Yes, doctors, wizards, magic elves. Grandfather is fine, Gwendolyn. They all say the same thing. He's just old. He still has a few good years left. Look, we're all excited that your family made the trip, but there's no need to worry. You should get some rest. I'm sure you're scheduled for a full morning of Grandfather's hilarious ramblings.
Oh, I'm also scheduled for the tournament tomorrow.
Ah, yes, the fencing tournament. You'll love it. I'm, of course, favored to win, and will make sure you have the very best seat to view my victory. The courtyard will be filled with important people and delicious hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, I'm actually competing in the tournament.
I had no idea we were hosting a junior tournament. That's incredible. In that case, I will gladly be there to cheer you on and eat delectable appetizers.
Nope, no junior tournament. I'll be squaring off against you.
I see. Well, perhaps this is the time to stop listening to stories and finally make some of your own. Good night, Gwendolyn. Sleep well.
Come in, Gwendolyn. You can set those on the nightstand.
Grandma said to take 3 spoonfuls of each.
I'll get to those. No need to fuss over me. Now, let's talk about far more important issues, like that fencing tournament. I hear you're competing.
Well, I signed up, but I'm not so sure anymore.
Nonsense. If it's Scott you're worried about, he's no bother. After all, I only learned that you entered after he complained about it all morning. Threatened, I'm guessing. There are many ways to win a duel. I, for one, have always been fond of treating my opponents with respect. You'll be surprised what opens up to you. A lovely fellow once told me the fastest way to anyone's heart is through their stomach. Speaking of, that reminds me of a story. One I know you haven't heard before. When I was a much younger lad, before I was a knight, before I'd been to Daventry, and even before I had seen a dragon. It's a tale about a tournament that changed my life. It is a long story, but I shall tell it briefly.
Well, Triumph, this looks as good a place as any to camp for the night. Let's rest up. We have a big day tomorrow.
Even I didn't expect that. Ooh. It's always the most fun thing to do. Rolling down a hill. I would love doing it.
After gracefully rappelling down the cliff, I welcomed the sight of an actual road, the first sign of civilization.
Right. I think it's time to call it a day. I've really enjoyed this. I think it's something quite new. I haven't really played anything like this before. I think it's lovely. Thank you very much for watching. And of course, good luck.